shootings carried out from coast to coast, more than a dozen people dead, dozens more injured following this spike in violence. Again, nationwide, three mass shootings reported in the state of Michigan alone. And there's one in particular we want to talk about, a brawl escalating into a shootout on a busy downtown street in Philadelphia on Saturday night. Three people killed there, 12 more injured in that violence.
And then just a few hours later, 14 people were shot, two killed outside a nightclub in Chattanooga, Tennessee. So let's bring in Thomas Apt now for more on all of this. He's a senior fellow at the Council on Criminal Justice and the chairman of the Violent Crime Working Group. Thomas is also the author of the book Bleeding Out: The Devastating Consequences of Urban Violence and a Bold New Plan for Peace in the Streets. Thomas, welcome. It's great to have you with us. Of course, we're talking about the most recent shootings. We saw roughly a dozen mass shootings across the country this weekend alone. But you write about how gun violence has been an issue for decades, even if mass shootings in some neighborhoods don't draw the same public outrage as those in others. So how do you suggest we finally begin to connect those dots and get a handle on gun violence nationwide?
It's a great question. Unfortunately, the United States is an outlier among other wealthy nations. We have a gun violence or gun death rate that is 25 times higher than our wealthy peers. Really, the United States is not facing one gun violence problem, but really four related but distinct problems. You have mass shootings, you have community gun violence or street violence, you have domestic gun violence, and then you have suicide, which actually account for more deaths than homicides. And so some policies work best on one type of violence, other policies work best on another type of violence.